Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager 1257 3.5 by 3.5 reverse single acting spring hinge, full mortise, standard weight. It's shown to you in the USP or 600 prime coat finish, USP prime coat. Okay. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaves there that it is a full mortise hinge, meaning that when the door is closed, the leaves are to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and to the frame. Okay, so this is a single. It is indeed a single acting spring hinge, 3.5, 3.5. Let's talk about the height. 3.5 tall. The height is the first dimension on these sorts of hinges. 3.5 wide. Okay. It's reverse acting. There is a link to the instructions below this video, which show, and they're included as well. They're going to look like that, and we'll go over it in a moment. Okay. There's also a link to the template. Okay, which shows everything important dimensionally about this reverse spring hinge. Reverse spring hinge means that when the door is open, the spring naturally wants to open. When the door is pushed to a closed position, the hinge wants to open the door, which is the reverse part of the description. Spring hinges typically close doors. The reverse spring hinges, your 1257, wants to open the door. Okay, setting the tension. And by the way, all wood screws, all metal screws are included in a primed finish. Setting the tension is done by use of the included Allen key, okay, which is it's called a tension rod, I suppose. You insert the tension rod into the tension collar and install that with that pointed towards the top of the door. You're also going to get a tension pin. This package has 3 in it because the order for this client has 3 hinges. So you only need 1 tension pin per hinge. You insert the tension rod and rotate it clockwise, and that reveals additional holes. It's into one of those additional holes that you would insert a tension pin, and that's what holds the tension on the spring. The guidelines for how many hinges to use is actually below this video. So generally dealing with doors that are up to 3 foot by 7 foot, a 3.5 inch hinge would be appropriate for an 1 3/8 door. The leaf thickness on this they call out at 134 thousandths, which is standard commercial grade. Generally a 3.5 inch hinge is a little bit thinner. Yeah, it is. It's 131 thousandths is what it is, thickness on the material. If you're dealing with a door up to 40 pounds, 1 spring hinge is recommended. Up to 70 pounds, you've got 2 spring hinges recommended, and up to 90 pounds, 3 spring hinges. The hinge pivoting axis is completely compatible with other 3.5 inch hinges, so that you can mix and match. You would obviously mix and match these with other non-spring loaded hinges, given your, depending on your door size. I have always opted for being conservative in terms of the quantity of spring hinges that I would use, and I would generally opt to having more if I was on the borderline of what was described, because I have found that when I've installed these, if the door is marginally heavy and I've got 1 spring hinge, when the door is closed, all the tension is on the spring. But when the door opens, if I wanted it to firmly be against a wall, let's say at about 90 degrees, I have found that having an additional spring hinge helps because you can control better how quickly the door opens and at what speed it opens, but also have enough torque, let's say, left or stored energy in the springs to get it to that 90-degree opening and kind of stay there. Without, I've experienced front door, back door, or an open window, and the door kind of, will do this and tap against the wall. So I like more spring hinges as a result of that, so I can keep a little bit of pressure on the back side of it against the stop, generally, is where I've installed these. Available in 4x4 size as well. Available in all architectural finishes. This happens to be the prime coat. The client's going to paint this to suit his needs. If you have any questions on the Hager 1257 3.5x3.5 reverse acting full mortise spring hinge or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.